okay? For instance, you'll see a guy headlining at the Spear. They probably be getting a couple of $1 million. But you'll see a guy on the undercard of a big show probably making more money than that guy.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting, well, past their prime, it's to make cash.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Terence Crawford has called out Floyd Mayweather, exposing him for demanding fights purely for money. Crawford stated he has no interest in facing Mayweather, admitting he never even imagined such a matchup. To him, these kinds of bouts aren't about proving greatness but generating hype and big paydays. Crawford argued that Mayweather, after retirement, is more focused on exhibitions and cash than true competition. He acknowledged Mayweather had his era, but emphasized this era belongs to him. Crawford made it clear he won't let money-driven demands distract from the accomplishments and legacy he has already secured in boxing.
I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you see what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, I'll beat it. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Like platinum.
Yeah, I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Critics contend that Floyd Mayweather's recent ventures in boxing are motivated less by sporting legacy and more by financial incentives. Once praised for his defensive genius and perfect record, Mayweather now prioritizes exhibition bouts that bring in massive paydays but offer little competitive meaning. Observers point out his constant displays of wealth, noting he hardly needs these fights for income, yet continues to chase them. This shift has fueled the belief that, in retirement, his focus is on money-driven ventures rather than genuine competition, leaving many fans disillusioned with the direction his career has taken after his prime.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting, well past their prime, it's to make cash. You see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right? He couldn't get going at the rate that he expected, but early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine it's going to be a
Former world champion Timothy Bradley has been vocal about the fantasy clash between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. Bradley argues that Mayweather has historically struggled against southpaws, and Crawford's versatile switch-hitting style would pose serious problems. He highlights Crawford's sharp timing, adaptability, and ability to adjust mid-fight as weapons Floyd would struggle to neutralize. Bradley dismisses the notion of Mayweather being untouchable, claiming Crawford's dynamic approach could crack his defense. He even goes as far as suggesting Floyd isn't as dominant when facing fighters of Crawford's caliber, adding more fire to the ongoing debate between fans of both legends.
But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaw. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best backfoot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand. The way he reaches with that. That level change back hand he throws too. No, man, that bull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 7-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd starts to, Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed in real life.
On the other side of the argument, several analysts caution against comparing Terence Crawford to Floyd Mayweather. They point out that Mayweather's resume is stacked with victories over elite fighters, while Crawford has not consistently faced the same caliber of opposition. From this perspective, the comparisons feel unbalanced, as Crawford's accomplishments, though remarkable, have not yet reached the historical weight of Mayweather's career. These voices emphasize that Floyd's greatness is already firmly established, while Crawford is still writing his legacy and should not be elevated to the same pedestal too early.
I got the game up there. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites. Bud getting hit by non-elites. And somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult sparked debate by claiming Terence Crawford deserves to be ranked above Floyd Mayweather for a decisive reason. He emphasized Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, noting that Floyd, despite his greatness, would never have risked such a fight under similar circumstances. Showbiz highlighted how Crawford moved up in weight to challenge a dangerous opponent in his prime, demonstrating fearlessness and ambition. In contrast, Mayweather was far more calculated, carefully selecting opponents and timing his fights strategically. According to this view, Crawford's willingness to embrace high-risk challenges elevates his legacy beyond Mayweather's meticulously managed career, questioning Floyd's untouchable status in boxing history.
Why is Terence Bud Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather, or better than Floyd Mayweather? Greater is a little bit. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do this. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years and shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvin Hagler. Terence Bud Crawford never been a middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even say.
Terence Crawford has openly expressed frustration with the constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. He has repeatedly stated that he has no interest in fighting Floyd, stressing that Mayweather belonged to a different era and that era has passed. According to Crawford, this is his time, and fans should focus on the legacy he is building rather than looking backward. While he respects Mayweather's greatness, he believes comparing their careers is unfair since Floyd is retired and past his prime, whereas Crawford is actively cementing his dominance. For Crawford, the obsession with pitting him against Mayweather takes away from his present accomplishments.
One is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
We ain't going up that much.
Now,
Danny Garcia, a fighter who has shared the ring with elite opponents, offered a balanced take when asked about a potential matchup between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. Rather than siding with one, Garcia suggested the fight could very well end in a draw. He reasoned that Mayweather's defensive brilliance and ring IQ, paired with Crawford's offensive versatility and adaptability, might neutralize each other. Garcia's view highlights the immense respect both champions command, as many fans agree their skill sets are so evenly matched that even in a hypothetical clash, neither man would clearly dominate, fueling debate further.
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arms. He switches lefty and righty. Floyd was pinpoint accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever at 147, that's tough. I don't know. A draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya? At 54.
Oh man, Oscar was a hell of a fighter, man. I think they could beat each other, to be honest. I think Oscar could beat him. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar was a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's the hardest thing probably to get. It's harder than the world title.
Former world champion Shane Mosley believes Floyd Mayweather's size would ultimately cost him in a matchup against Terence Crawford. While acknowledging Floyd's technical brilliance, Mosley argued that he is simply too small to handle Crawford's power, reach, and versatility. He explained that Mayweather's defensive style could be disrupted by Crawford's ability to switch stances and dictate the fight with his physical advantages. According to Mosley, Floyd excelled against opponents closer to his own size, but against a naturally bigger and stronger fighter like Crawford, the difference would be decisive. His remarks emphasize how size, not only skill, can shape fantasy matchups.
Even though I've got serious personal differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no question the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and blocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter. Floyd bared down and won the fight.
Showbiz the Adult offered a more balanced perspective when weighing comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. He pointed out that Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez has fueled debates about his legacy being on par with, or even surpassing, Floyd's. Still, Showbiz cautioned against simplifying the argument, stressing that boxing legacies cannot be defined by a single fight. While Crawford's win was undeniably historic, Mayweather's career reflects decades of dominance across multiple divisions. For Showbiz, a fair comparison must consider consistency, level of opposition, and long-term impact on the sport. His nuanced view honors Crawford's greatness while respecting Floyd's firmly established legacy.
Add a heavyweight to my Mount Rushmore My Mount Rushmore is best boxers. Greatest is different. Greatest is impact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather. You're talking Floyd, Muhammad Ali. You're talking, all those guys. Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is best. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, the little guys are the better guys. Okay. Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things because they're small. They can go up weight classes. They can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain. All right. So they're the badasses of the badasses. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much more, except for within their weight class. They fight a very good guy or whatnot, like we'll see with Tyson here.
Trainer Stephen "Breadman" Edwards offered a refreshing outlook on the ongoing debate. He urged fans and media to stop forcing comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, insisting that Crawford deserves to enjoy his recent success without constant reference to Floyd. Edwards stressed that Crawford's win over Canelo was a once-in-a-lifetime achievement that should be celebrated on its own merit. He criticized the immaturity in discussions that pit fighters against each other unnecessarily, reminding everyone that Mayweather is retired and no longer part of the active landscape. For Edwards, the focus should remain on Crawford's accomplishments and giving him full credit.
To Floyd. Man, I don't really want to compare him right now, Hans, if he's saying everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, and I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing and make up something just to. I got my opinion on how the fights will go, and but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter, and I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to. Be taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And unfortunately, they didn't fight. They could have made. They kind of two different eras though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we gotta just live with it. You know what I mean?
The boxing world remains deeply divided, with the debate showing no signs of slowing down. Supporters of Terence Crawford argue he would defeat Floyd Mayweather, pointing to the risks he has taken and the challenges he has embraced, most notably moving up in weight to conquer Canelo Alvarez. On the other side, many insist that Floyd's undefeated record and defensive brilliance secure his place as untouchable. In reality, both men stand as greats in their own right, representing different eras and philosophies of the sport. Their legacies, distinct yet powerful, continue to fuel passionate arguments while inspiring admiration across generations.
I used to think that the size difference was too much. That Canelo Alvarez was like, man, how are they going to do this? He's 168, Terence Crawford is 147. But seeing what I've seen from Canelo Alvarez and seeing what I've seen from Terence Crawford, and while Terence Crawford didn't look great in his last fight, he looked awesome against Errol Spence. But to me, Terence Crawford is as good as they come. He's another all-time great. He's a legend. He's one of the best that I've seen from a pound-for-pound standpoint. But to me, Terence Crawford, he's older, but a lot less wear and tear. He turned pro in 2008, but he has 41 fights to his name. Canelo Alvarez is 63. Canelo Alvarez also has taken more shots, has been in more wars, quote-unquote, whereas Terence Crawford was just beating everybody's ass for a very long time. And almost all of his fights have been one-sided. And two, I think Terence Crawford's going to beat him in September. I don't know how, but I think so.
Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez is widely celebrated as the moment that cemented his legacy. By moving up 2 weight classes to take on one of the era's most dominant champions, Crawford embraced a challenge considered bold and dangerous. Yet he executed with complete precision and composure, proving himself not only highly skilled but also fearless in his pursuit of greatness. The performance showed his willingness to take risks that few fighters dare to attempt. Analysts agree the triumph elevated him into the conversation of all-time greats. For Crawford, this win was more than a record. It defined his legacy.
Terence Crawford defeated Saul Canelo Alvarez to become the new undisputed super middleweight champion and achieving GOAT status of his era. A lot of people are wondering now, what could be the next step for Terence Crawford? And to be honest with you, there's a couple options. The great man himself did state a move to middleweight division could be his next step, and of course, a certain someone caught wind of it. With this interview, Janabek posted this with two emojis with a thumbs up and an A-OK. And to be honest with you guys, I would love this matchup here. I mean, Janabek is one of the most feared and avoided boxers in the entire game today. And look, stylistically, this could be an absolute epic matchup. I mean, the boxing IQ and thunderous power in Janabek versus the GOAT himself. Who wouldn't want to see that? But of course, there are rumors that Carlos Adames could be Janabek's next opponent. And that could be a huge unification to see who's the top dog at 160. But after that, who knows, man? And of course, the next option could be the rematch between Saul Canelo Alvarez. And for me, I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, the first time round was absolutely amazing to see Terence Crawford achieve greatness. But to do it again, guys, who wouldn't want to see this? And to be honest with you, it could be even bigger than the first time round. Or option 3, in my opinion, could be retirement. I mean, what he's achieved in the game is absolutely unbelievable. Undisputed, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and defeated the guy, the man himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez, to achieve that. What more is there to achieve at this point right now, guys, honestly? But look, knowing Bud, I'm pretty sure retirement is out of the question. Well, at least for now. But after what he's achieved, no one can question what he decides to do next. And look, guys, for me, even if his next move is to go to middleweight, let's believe I'll be there to watch it, guys. But guys, what's your thoughts about all this? And what do you think Terence Crawford should do next? Let me know.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.